Hey everybody, I am visiting Joe at Pierce Williams, and Joe's showing me something awesome. I made him stop showing me so that I could record it. So first of all, awesome camp desk. Joe, very clean and thoughtful.
Cleaner than most.
Cleaner than most.
Days, yeah.
Yes. So here we go. Look at what Joe is showing me. I think it's brilliant.
What I was showing Travis is the fact that we're doing session programs this year, and this week I stepped up to say, great, I'll lead some session programs. And one of the things I've always thought would be great if we did a My Future at Camp session. So what I've created is a little worksheet that's called My Future at Pierce Williams. This is a zine layout, so it has a variety of pages in it. But here's how it works. So you would say, great, this plan belongs to, and then you'd put your name there. So I would say Joe. And then on the inside it says, this is to help me plan my future at Pierce Williams. My first year at camp was, and then they can put their first year down, and my birthday, year, month, day. Now, we're going to figure out LIT eligible, CIT, and staff year by referring to the chart. And
notice that the chart is printed off and ready to go.
Well, it's ready to go. I have 3 copies because I don't know how many kids to expect at the session in a couple of hours. But this helps kids because we often hear kids talk about, I want to be a camp staff. But how can we make that happen? And that's what this session is going to be. So if you're my daughter, Kayla, she's born in 2004, but she's born after July 14th. But I have that worked in. So her CIT year, or she would be LIT eligible this year to come to LIT, which is next week, she will. She would be able to do her CIT year in 2020, and her first staff year would be 2021. Now, she could do CIT a year earlier for us, and we have a junior counselor program. I have a checkbox on here for that too. Then you flip the page, and I want them to start thinking about who they want to be at camp, right? So who is your favorite camp counselor and why? So they can write it in there. How will you try to be a camp counselor like them? Because oftentimes if we model ourselves after our best camp counselors, that's what we want from our staff, is to take those examples. We also have a section on the next couple of pages called Camp Name Ideas. And what do I love about Pierce Williams? Because if you know what you love, it's easier to pass that on to other kids.
So when you say camp name ideas, you mean what name they will be called, what the name they might like to be called when they become a staff member?
Yeah, exactly. And because a lot of people if they start thinking about it now, and kids have, we've had campers as young as 8 say, well, how can I become a camp staff? And what we say to them is, well, you just keep coming back to camp. This is actually a sheet that we can document. So camp name ideas is, so if I was a young kid, I might want to be called Yo-Yo, or I might want to be called Juggler, or I might want to be called Photog, right? Like any camp names like that. By saying what they love about Pierce Williams, then the next question is, how can I help campers grow to love Pierce Williams in summer camp? And I've just put 3 boxes there, because if we share what we love, then we're more likely to. So the last page was a bit confusing for me, but I just said answer the following questions on the back of this sheet. Unfold to see what you said, because this sheet goes home with them. My hobbies and interests that I could share with campers. Skills I can learn to get ready for camp staff. And then I put down lifeguarding ? Music playing ? Cooking playing. Here at Pierce Williams, we are really always tight for lifeguards. So if I can train, if I have them start to think about that, that's great. And then how can I make the plan come true? So when they unfold the zine, which is just a simple 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, there is my hobbies and interests that I could share with campers, skills I learned to get ready for camp staff, lifeguarding, music playing, cooking, and then what can I do to make this plan come true? Had I been planning appropriately, I could have put that cut mark on a box. Life goes on. I'm not going to worry about it for today. But this session this will be the first time we've had a session like this, but I think that it's valuable. My plan is to collect these from the campers today and actually scan them in with the ScanSnap and store them attached to their camper name somewhere so that we can keep going. So that is the idea behind My Future at Pierce Williams. Any camp can do it.
So, how old or young do you anticipate kids will be to be right for this session?
This is it. You get young campers. So our youngest campers this year would be 2009 birth year. Mm-hmm. Those would be 8-year-olds. And the reality is this is, if I have an 8-year-old who's been here for a couple of years, they're already thinking about becoming camp staff. And so I would hope that what I get is a variety of campers from 2007 to 2003. Because 2002 was we have CITs at camp this summer, 15-year-old, after their grade 9 year here in Canada. We have, those were born in 2002. My son's currently a CIT, he's born in 2002, so I should have everybody else's 2003 forward. And so this will literally get us to first year staff members starting in 2025. So,
right.
Yeah.
So you're going to scan will that orange paper scan?
That is a great question you asked, Travis. I didn't think that through, but here...
So my other thing was about that. You will have a copy then. Are you going to mail them the...
I haven't thought it through that completely.
That'd be an interesting thing to get in whenever you start sort of recruiting season. Yeah,
to get once a year. I don't know. It's a great question to ask. To talk about orange paper for a second.
Yeah.
I just thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
And it does, and I happen to have some sitting around. But Travis asked the right question. Before I have kids fill it out, how will it show up on the computer is the other answer. And I only expect maybe 10, 15 kids at the session, which is fine by me.
But your sessions are also weekly, so you multiply that by...
Yeah, 10, 15 kids every week for the next 4 weeks. We should have started this earlier in the summer.
Yeah.
But if you have 40 kids who are planning their future, I think the important thing is if we make sure they have it when they leave, and then we give it to them or to their parents. So yeah, it scans in.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
The challenge with that cut in the middle is I can't just scan it without the surrounder sheet.
Got you.
You can scan lots of stuff without the surrounder sheet, but that's for another video.
It is.
So,
thanks, Joe. That's awesome. It's such a good idea.
That's great. Thanks for having me.